Oh, what about you? What about you? You're all very welcome, especially, of course, my little band of Patreon followers. Now, if you happen to enjoy these rants and maybe you'd be kind enough to join their number, and in doing so, help me to continue to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. So just look for Patreon at Jake O'Kane and you'll get the stuff first off and a whole lot of it all together. And you don't have to wait to look on it online during the week and all that stuff. And there'll be other wee bits and pieces during the year. There will be other wee bits and pieces, especially for Patreon people. Now, I have a health warning this week as I'm a wee bit angry. I know you'll find that hard to believe, me who's so calm and laid back and controlled, but I'm a wee bit angry this week. I have come across examples of levels of ignorance and stupidity which would make the Dalai Lama himself throw the head into somebody. I swear to God, just throw the head into him. We begin, as all too often now, across the Atlantic in the nation once known as America, but which is quickly morphing into a sick and twisted version of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You couldn't make this stuff up, people. You couldn't make it up. Now, way back in 2016, when Hilary Clinton ran against Trump for the presidency, her alleged mishandling of official communications via a private email server, that put paid to her campaign and just handed it to the Donald. You know, when the Republicans learned that when she had been Secretary of State, Clinton had communicated via private email, they went mad. They went mad. They demanded answers. And of course, a compliant FBI played the role of Cyber Knight and conducted an investigation, which, wouldn't you know it, eventually concluded that while Clinton and her team had been, shall we say, careless, there had in fact been no malicious intent in their actions. Now, of course, this came too late for the Clinton campaign, with the general public doubting then her judgment and therefore believing that she couldn't be trusted as Commander-in-Chief of the US military. And look who they've got now. Seriously. This week, we had the unbelievable revelation that top Trump security advisor Michael Waltz had invited Atlantic journalist Jeffrey Goldberg onto a Signal group. Signal being a very secure, encrypted messaging service is popular with both journalists and politicians who seek a higher level of privacy than can be obtained on normal messaging services. Well, but what happened was, this beggars belief, that the journalist, having been invited into the chat room, was fed in real time highly confidential information about an upcoming attack by the US military on Houthi rebels in Yemen. Now, the Houthis are an Iran-backed terrorist organisation who'd been attacking international shipping for the last number of years. And their motto is, would you believe it? God is great, death to America, death to Israel, curse on Jews and victory to Islam. Which, not surprisingly, would indicate that they're a pretty good target for the American military. Now I'm not going to go into all the minute details, as they've already been heavily reported. But suffice to say, the most egregious leak of highly sensitive military information occurred, complete with emojis, and jingoistic self-congratulatory messages that would not have looked out of place in a US university frat house. The comparison between Clinton's use of a private email server and the leak on Signal is stark. Never before has the US been so ridiculed for both incompetence and ineptitude, with the Signal leak proving that those at the very top of Trump's security operation are at best amateurish and at worst a clear and present danger to US national security. Now, not surprisingly, you won't be surprised, but the response from the Trump administration has been the expected denials. I didn't see that, didn't hear that, know none about it, right? Obfuscation and bluster. This is best encapsulated and demonstrated by Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who bristled when asked and confronted by British Sky journalist Martha Kellner about the whole debacle. Well, this was Green's response.
Yep. Anybody else?
Should the Defence Secretary...
What country are you? Wait, what country are you from?
From the UK.
Okay, we don't give a crap about your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem?
Okay.
And no. You should care about your own borders.
Do you care about American lives being put at risk?
Let me tell you something. Do you care about people from your country? What about all the women that are raped by migrants?
Do you care
No,
about...
by migrants. No, do you care? Okay, you're done.
Do you care about American lives being put at risk?
You know what? I don't care.
Service members fighting for your country.
I don't care about your fake news. Do you have a relevant question? Yeah, this is an American journalist. Thank you.
I'm an American, and I'd like to hear your answer to what she's asking.
I'm not answering her question because I don't care about her network. If you would like to ask, I can answer.
Do you have any concerns whatsoever about the complete disregard of operational security from the top level of this administration?
You want to know about complete disregard about operational security? You should talk about the Biden administration, how they ripped our borders open to terrorist, cartel, child sex trafficking, human trafficking, and drug trafficking across our borders for 4 years. The Trump administration is doing a great job, and I stand by their statements. I stand by their statements. My comment to you is I'm thankful to President Trump that he is leading us out of wars, that he's ending the war in Ukraine, where American lives could have been killed if Joe Biden was still president today, whether he liked it or not. We're talking about NPR and PBS today. We're talking about fake news that was funded with federal funding from American taxpayers. That's what this is about today, not journalists from the UK that should care about their...
A journalist is being vilified for exposing...
And Marjorie Taylor Greene is also known by her initials, MTG. I would suggest she'd be better described as CWT, or cheap white trash. Oh, yeah. Marjorie's natural home really isn't the Congress, but rather Walmart, where she'd no doubt be seen hanging over one of them shopping trolleys, right? Containing $20 of fast food meals for say, 6 children fathered by 5 different men, along with $50 of hard liquor for herself. Hey. Of course, she'd end her shopping by being arrested, having assaulted someone at the checkout who'd refused to accept government food stamps to cover her alcohol purchases. And so, with Marjorie and signal leaker Michael Waltz now running the US government, times have never been better for us comedians. It's right in itself. But I can tell you, I'm certain of 3 people who'll be laughing themselves to sleep. They are North Korea's Kim Jong-un, Russia's Vladimir Putin, and China's Xi Jinping. Oh, they're going to be laughing themselves sick with this. Ho-ho!
You'll do nothing. You hear me? You'll do nothing.